Hello guys, this is Matrix Ray, and I'm showing you some resolution comparisons between native 1440p versus native PS2. I will also be doing some frame rate testing and show you guys the best settings for Worms 3D. We are using large frame buffer, a custom resolution of 2560 by 1440p native, 16 times anisotropic filtering, bit mapping is on automatic, full direct 3D recommended is on, and we are using 16 times MSAA. At 16 times MSAA at 1440p, the game costs around 1.2 to 1.3 gigabytes of video RAM, so that's pretty good. I am using texture filtering of display, FXAA shader is on as well. I am also using bilinear PS2 and Direct3D 11 hardware. I am also using MTVU. Now, I do not recommend it for hardware mode, but for software mode on this game, yes, I do recommend it. But even though it still has some slowdown, the game does target 30 frames per second as well, so software mode does not run the best on this game, but I'll show you guys very shortly. But if you have more than 3 cores, I have 6 cores, feel free to turn it on. Now, the native PS2 dimensions, say, it's incorrect by the way, but it says 639 by 448. It actually means 640 by 448. So same with native PS2, native 1440p, it says 2564 by 1443, which is also incorrect. But let's just have a look at the game. Okay, so as you see, this is Worms 3D. This game does target 30 frames per second. The top corner left of my screen has a frame counter, so if that drops, it means I lost speed and frames per second. As you see, software mode does not age really well on here, but it also looks very, very blurry. If you look in the distance, it's extremely hard to read the names, and also the text, the environment is all washed out. One note on this game, on the PCSX2, you can't fix, as far as I am aware right now, you can't fix the bottom part. I don't know, a lot of the bottom of the screen is being cut off. There is a setting in this game to actually to shift it over the screen. Like you can stretch it, you can stretch it, and you can squish it in, you can shift it all over the screen, but unfortunately it does not work due to emulation. I think it's an emulation problem, unfortunately. But let's go to native 1440p. Now at native 1440p, you can see that it looks a lot clearer. It runs at a better speed thanks to Direct3D 11 hardware, and it looks a lot clearer. Now, the 2D HUDs that did not age well was this grenade, as you see. Everything else, the button HUD aged quite well at 1440p. Same with the crosshair HUD. Most of the HUDs in this game actually upscaled quite well. Now, this is a 3D HUD down here at the bottom right corner of the screen, so you know they're always going to upscale. It doesn't matter what resolution you're at really well. 2D sprites surprisingly run really well, surprisingly look really nice in this game for a PS2 game, so that's good. Let's do some side-by-side comparison. So native 1440p, native PS2, and native 1440p, and once again native PS2. If you look at that crate, that's what I was looking at least. You can see that it looked a lot better at native 1440p like that. Now, I'm going to quickly use this jetpack and fly around. Now, as you see, this game pretty much runs at a rock solid 30 frames per second. There's not a whole lot of things on screen, but hey, it works. Every single level in this game, which is like over 30-40 levels in this game, I have finished it by the way, and yes, every level runs at full speed on hardware mode, so that's good. Now, I can't really I want to do an anisotropic filtering, texture filtering comparison between native PS2 and native 1440p, because I've got it at 16 times at hardware mode, and software mode's bilinear / trilinear, but at 16 times anisotropic filtering, can't really view at oblique angles in this map because it's all congested, it's all too close to each other, so I can't really tell. I guess you can say for one example where this little worm is at, you can see that there's not much shimmering, or there's not much of a blur in this oblique angle I'm viewing at now. But other than that, it's really hard to tell. But yeah, that's about it. Thank you guys for watching. See you later.